shot coming in from Kevin Hill, and now Ledbetter looking to feed it wide towards McGorry. Can he keep it in play? Well, he can, but it's hacked away in the end by Sean Gale, amid much relief, I would think, in that Exeter defence. Well, Torquay coming desperately close to taking an early lead. Good corner from Brian McGorry. Jamie Robinson getting up very well for the header. And Bayes, I think, getting it away with his foot in the end. Something of a let-off for Exeter. And getting it forward towards Flack. And now Graham Power. It's just caught by Kevin Hill. It's as if Jimmy Gardner will take it. Put it in long towards Flack. Well, he got ahead of his defender. Couldn't get the header on target. Well flighted free kick from Jimmy Gardner. And Steve Flack just stealing a yard. Perhaps might have done better with the header. Graham Power. Just holding up a little bit on the turf, and perhaps a warning that players are going to have to be careful when it comes to the old back pass. Flack hitting the underside of the bar. Well, Steve Flack almost snatching a goal out of nothing. Just a moment or two of hesitancy there in the Torquay defence. It fell for Steve Flack. He beat Neville Southall with it. And the ball coming back off the underside of the bar. Steve Flack will consider himself desperately unlucky. Ledbetter trying to find space to turn. Rees was onto him quickly, but Ledbetter doing him well to get it away. Now Kevin Hill with a little bit of space, finding Partridge. Hill again. Looking to just chip it through towards Scott Partridge, who made a good run. He's having to make the save, and it's curled away in the end by Jimmy Gardner. Scott Partridge just getting away from his marker for a moment or two. I'm sure that Exeter boss Peter Fox will not be happy about that. Herrera. Forward towards Alan Lee, just lost his footing. Now Fry. Row bottom looking to give it him back. Rather a half-hearted ball. Black might make something of it though. Now, and the referee waves away the appeals for a penalty. Robinson making the challenge. Well, the Exeter fans disappointed. Torquay, no doubt, thinking it was the right decision. Now Jimmy Agri. He's gone away from Rees. It's a good cross in too. Came off Graham Power. Partridge will look up to pick up the loose ball. Good run from Partridge. The chip is, well, a good one really. And Alan Lee knows he should have done better. Well, that really was a golden opportunity for Torquay. Scott Partridge creating the situation. He made a good little run into the box. Curled it in towards Alan Lee. McGorry with a little flick on towards Partridge. Badly at his back. Partridge doing well to turn. Now he's found Alan Lee. Looking to get the cross in. That's just flicked away from Kevin Hill, who was coming in on the far post. Now Herrera. Bayes has gone for that one, and that's a good catch. Well, he really had to stretch for that one, Ashley Bayes. Took it very well. Graham Power. Wide for Gardner. Now Rees looking to touch it forward towards Curran. Just a little bit of a misunderstanding between the two of them, though. And now Torquay on the break. This is Scott Partridge. Looking to get round Baddeley, who's lost his footing. Partridge. Oh, that's a great ball for Alan Lee. That's 1-0. Alan Lee gets his first goal for Torquay United. And what a time to get one. Well, it's Scott Partridge who must take most of the credit. He set it up, he turned Baddeley one way, then the other. The Exeter defender lost his footing. And then Partridge, spotting that Lee had made the run to his left, set him up with the simplest of opportunities. And Torquay lead by a goal to nil. Giddings has lost it. That'll be a corner. McGorry this time with the corner. Bayes going up for the punch, didn't get it away very well. sorts of scrambling in that Exeter 6-yard area. Well, Lee might even have added to Torquay's tally then. Ashley May is going for the punch. It was one of those awkward balls, but dropped and almost fell for Alan Lee. He took a wild swing at it, didn't make contact, and Exeter scrambling it away in the end. Graham Power then with the free kick, aimed in towards Quayle. Oh, John Gittins got the touch, but couldn't direct it on target. That really was a good opportunity. Graham Power's free kick, drifting over the top of the defenders. Gittins coming in from behind. I think it took him by surprise almost. Couldn't get it on target. You get the feeling that the game is drifting away from Exeter. Perhaps they can do something about it here. Away by McGorry. Holloway. Well, he was fouled on the edge of the area. And Torquay will need to be a little cautious about giving away too many free kicks. Rees, little flick over the top. Gittins! And the flag is up for offside. Well, that would have been something of a feather in John Gittins' cap if he could have scored against the club that released him at the end of the summer. I'm afraid he was foiled by the referee's assistance flag. Holloway feeding it back for Breslin. Chance to get a low cross in. Came off Jimmy Agri. Alan Lee getting it away. Partridge coming back to help as well. Fry with the shot. Took a deflection, and that will be a corner. Here's Fry with the corner. Towards Steve Flack. It's a good header, and it's gone in! It's gone in from Steve Flack. Chris Fry delivering the corner to the far post, and Steve Flack getting up for the header. Southall got the hand to it on the goal line, but he couldn't prevent it from going into the top corner. And Exeter City back on level terms. Got away from Jimmy Agri. Now Flack. Holloway. Dink over the top for Chris Fry, who's onside. Was he brought down there? No, Mr. Taylor says no. And that, I'm sure, is going to be a moment that's going to be discussed after this game has gone. Chris Fry going through, Steve Tully making the challenge, and the referee deciding that he played the ball and not the man. Certainly disappointment from the Exeter fans, and I think from the Exeter players as well. I think they felt that Chris Fry was caught then as he went through. Well, that should have been a penalty.
It was a good game. There was chances. We've hit the bar. They've had chances. Bezos made a couple of saves early on. A lot of chances in the Derby game, which will disappoint us, I'm sure, me and Wes, because you like to keep them tight and that, but there weren't a lot of chances. So now we've got to go down to Plymouth. We don't fear going down there. We're looking forward to it. The players are, and the nice thing from our point of view is that we finished strong and we got a result. So the lads are quite happy. Disappointed that we didn't win the game, but you know, a good fight back is always good for team spirit and morale.
I think if you said, you know, come here and get a draw before the game, I would have been fairly happy. But saying that, you know, to be 1-0 up and for them not really to have any serious chances on our goal before the goal, I'm very disappointed that we didn't take the 3 points, because I thought overall, footballing-wise, we were the far better side. I mean, we know what they've got. They've got the long ball to Flack, and that's basically it. And in the end, it proved our downfall.
It will go down to me again, down to the 2 penalties. Stevie Flack got touched and he booked him. So why didn't he book Chrissy Fry if he didn't give the penalty there? It's a pity that it does end on a note like that, Martin, because you know Chrissy says he touched him. Their player said to Chrissy afterwards, I can't believe he didn't give that. And they're the things that go on, but the referee didn't want to make a decision in the end.
Maybe is that made up for all the decisions the referee didn't give us, because at times I thought we were playing against 12 men.
So plenty of talking points at St James's Park, and that's how yesterday's result leaves Exeter and Torquay in the bottom third of the table. Still 2 points between them, although Exeter have played a game less. Well, after the break...
His goal just before half-time set his side on the way to a 2-0 win over Southend as Torquay extended their unbeaten run to 4 games. Their improved form has coincided with the arrival of veteran goalkeeper Neville Southall, who had to be at his best to keep them in the game at Plainmoor yesterday. But it was yet another new face, midfield player Brian Healy, who helped to make certain of victory. His break and pinpoint pass set up Scott Partridge for his 13th goal of the season. Torquay now move above Exeter in the table. The two sides were forced to share the spoils at saturated St James's Park on Saturday. Alan Lee giving Torquay the lead before man of the match Steve Flack headed an equaliser 2 minutes from time.
Somerset the Kevin Hill goal putting them ahead against Brighton after 11 minutes. But they suffered a setback when loan signing Alan Lee went flying into this tackle 10 minutes before half-time. It looked fairly innocuous, but the young striker had only just been booked, and referee Mark Warren from Walsall showed him a 2-card trick and he was off. 10-man United held out well until the 70th minute, when Andy Arnott gave Neville Southall no chance with a close-range header, and Brighton had pinched a point.
So a great start to 99 for Exeter. Good to see them win away from home at last, and those 3 points take them back above their Devon rivals, both just in the bottom third of the table, but looking good for the new year.
From Wembley, they produced impressive performances last night to reach the third round of the Auto Windscreen Shield, with Torquay finding the golden touch to put out competition favourites Fulham.
He may have made wholesale changes, but Fulham manager Kevin Keegan still felt his side should have been strong enough to account for Torquay at Plainmoor last night. And when former United player Paul Trollope put the visitors ahead, it looked as if the game would go with the form book. But that would have been an injustice. Torquay created a string of second-half chances, though they had to wait until the 88th minute for Scott Partridge to grab his 14th goal of the season to take the tie into sudden death extra time. And as the home side continued to dominate, on-loan striker Alan Lee produced a header worthy of the golden goal tag to see Torquay through to the third round. Exeter City were in equally impressive form at home to Southend.
Christmas and New Year. Trina Lake followed their progress.
For an hour at the Abbey Stadium, Torquay gave as good as they got against a side lying third in the table. But Cambridge aren't among the third division pace setters for nothing, and only some first-half heroics from veteran goalkeeper Neville Southall prevented them from taking the lead. Southall a key figure in Torquay's recent revival. After the break, Scott Partridge went close to claiming his 15th goal of the season thanks to a howler from goalkeeper Arjan van Heusden, but the big Dutchman just managed to redeem himself. Midway through the second half, it all went horribly wrong for the Gulls as their run of 6 games without defeat came to an end, thanks largely to some indifferent defending. The prolific John Taylor unchallenged at the far post, and he's not the type of player who needs a second invitation with the goal at his mercy. Southall clearly not pleased with the cover on that one, and he won't have been too impressed 8 minutes later when Neil Mustoe converted another gift-wrapped chance. "We didn't deserve anything from the game, we lay down and let them win," said disappointed manager Wes Saunders.
Well, that defeat leaves Torquay 19th in Division 3. Plenty of breathing space at the bottom, but Wes Saunders and his team will be looking the other way, still hopeful about the playoffs. Right, time for a check themselves and the drop zone with that great run over Christmas and the New Year. But they came unstuck at Cambridge last week. So could they get back on track against Rochdale? No Alan Lee in the side, the young striker suspended, and Jeff Welsh present and correct in the commentary box.
Well, hit and hope ball, really. But it's paid off for Rochdale. Painters only got Watson in front of him. Chance for a shot, great save by Neville Southall. Well, Robbie Painter was very fortunate originally to get the ball. Good shot, but great save. Here's a chance. Well, the ball came across. It didn't look dangerous initially. Painter went down for the header. And there was Neville Southall. Well, not much positive, constructive football so far. Here's a chance for Beddoe, just with Edwards to beat, and he beats him in fine style. What a great goal! Well, a chance created from nothing. Tony Beddoe put through by Scott Partridge. And what about that for a finish? Magori through to Herrera. Herrera beats one. Beddoe with the fancy footwork. Here's Partridge. Well, a great save by Neil Edwards, but Scott Partridge will be kicking himself. He had the whole of the goal to choose from. His shot directed straight at the Rochdale keeper. Manages to... and it's a penalty. Well, Morris looked as if he'd headed it on to Holt. Michael Holt, who scored against Plymouth Argyle last week, fell over. Little bit of argy-bargy there, and Holt has been awarded the penalty. So can he score? No, he can't. What a brilliant save from Neville Southall. Tilly's won the ball, tries a shot. It's not being cleared. Can Kevin Hill pick up? Yes, he can, but a good clearance in the end from Andy Farrell. Well, Steve Tully it was with the initial shot. The ball came out to Kevin Hill, and his cross-come shot was cleared by Andy Farrell. Tully inside to Beddoe. Brian Magori, space is opening up for Brian Magori. Here's a chance for Partridge. Well, how close to Torquay have to come. The ball was played across by Brian Magori, and there was Scott Partridge. Good header, but equally good save. Brian Healy makes the break. Lovely ball forward for Scott Partridge. Can Partridge score his 15th of the season? Yes, he can! Brian Healy it was with the break. Great ball forward to Scott Partridge. And an excellent finish. Here's a chance for Farrelly. And Rochdale have been awarded their second penalty of the match. Well, that really did look innocent. So Holt then against Southall. Can Southall come out on top this time? No need. Gary Jones on that far side. Well, still Rochdale. Chance for a shot, and it's gone in. Well, Andy Morris has pulled one back for the visitors.
Two superb finishes. Tony Beddoe, I thought when he has played previously, he's snatched his chances and blasted chances. Today he took his goal very well by just knocking over the keeper. Scotty, again, you expect that from him. You know, somebody's just said up there in the press box that we created like 19 attempts on goal to their 9, and I think at the end of the day it could have been 8-3. There was that many goal-pack incidents.
Excellent result for Torquay, and still making good progress out of the danger zone. Prospects much better then for the rest of the season. Well, that's it for now, but after Windscreen Shield, a return to Wembley, very much in the Gulls' sight. But Gillingham represent quite a hurdle. They're 5th in Division 2, and they proved a tough nut to crack in the league this season. Seth Conway describes the Playmore action.
As we approach the end of January, Torquay's only hopes of success this season would appear to be in this competition. The Auto Windscreen Shield provides clubs from the lower divisions with a real chance of glory. It's a Wembley final, and for Torquay, the playoff final of last year may not be repeated on this campaign. So the Auto Windscreen Shield's a chance to get some much-needed glory, and they have an early effort. Brian McGorry's header straight into Vince Bartram's arms. Clean was Pennock. Neat layoff from Partridge back to Lee. Healy's with him. And that's a great effort, and Bartram tips it over. A fine strike from Chris Ledbetter. He really got behind the ball, and Bartram is a tall keeper. He's had to reach up and push it over. Now Herrera. Back to Healy. He does like to have control of the ball in the middle, and he's picked out Scott Partridge. Partridge holds it up. McGorry was in space. He didn't see him. McGorry has it now. And really, Brian McGorry should have done better from there. The Torquay United captain, as the ball came to him on the edge of the area, tried the curler with the outside of the right foot, but it drifted wide. Ashby, met by Saunders. Now through to Taylor. Taylor shoots, and Taylor scores. That's the kind of finishing that Gillingham paid £500,000 for. When you get one side of goal and you curl it round the keeper with consummate ease, it's given Gillingham the lead. Torquay 0, Gillingham 1. Now Partridge does like to bring the ball under his control like that. McGorry won't be able to get the shot away as Butters slid in. Looked as though McGorry might just have a yard to fire the shot. Butters denied him that. Now Asaba. Does have a bit of pace, Carl Asaba. We haven't seen it in this game so far. We might be now. That's an excellent save from Neville Southall. Carl Asaba was given the room to run, and he fired the shot hard and low when Southall got a finger to it. In comes the corner, comes to McFarlane, and it's saved by Vince Bartram. Andy McFarlane had just come on as sub. His first touch was to send the header almost past the Gillingham keeper.
I think it was very much a nondescript game, and you know, disappointing, very scrappy. Neville just said it was there. Apart from the goal, he's only had one save to make. But then again, we haven't really created anything. Apart from when we brought Big Matt on his first touch, he could have scored. After the first 10 minutes, you know, we huffed and puffed. They defended very well. They got 11 people behind the ball and made it very hard for us.
So, cup dreams are over for another year. That's Hall, where Torquay United were looking to close the gap on their Devon rivals with a win over Southend. It's not been the best of weeks for manager Wes Saunders. On-loan striker Alan Lee returned to Aston Villa, and key defender Alex Watson ruled out for the rest of the season after more surgery on a knee injury. Well, there to see how the Gulls would adapt, Graham Sellers.
It looks like Scott Houghton might take this quickly. He has done. Well, Newman's up at the back stick. Mayer was in there. Cleared by Ledbetter and McGorry. This is Campbell with a shot, and well held by Neville Southall. Well, the first chance has taken a long time coming. We're in the 34th minute, would you believe it? Neville Southall going away well to his right-hand side there, and did well to keep hold of that shot from Neil Campbell. Second corner for Torquay United. Ledbetter to take it. A lot of activity in the penalty area. Dangerous looking one. That's Thomas up with the header. It was deflected wide. Well, that really was a superb corner by Ledbetter. Thomas was rising at the back stick, got the header on it. There was some form of deflection that put it out for another corner. McGorry. Robinson. Well, Rapley got in there. It's gone through to Campbell. Chance here for Southend. Good save, though, by Southall. Well, it was a little bit fortuitous. It just fell for Southend. The pass was threaded through by Rapley. Campbell on the end of it, and Southall got his angles just right. This is Wayne Thomas. Bit of space for Wayne Thomas. Well, it's a tester for McFarlane. He got the head on it. It wasn't that far wide. Well, it looked like a hopeful punt forward by Torquay, but McFarlane, he's so tall, and he managed to get up for it, and the keeper was flapping for a second. Tully. Well, he's elected to cross, and Bedo was running in. Almost fell for Healy. McGonny with the shot. Comes through to McFarlane. Super reflex save. Well, that was a little bit like pinball. It was several touches before it got through to McFarlane, who didn't know much about it. The keeper knew even less, but pulled off a magnificent save. Decent kick by Southall. Houghton tries to set up an attack. Nice header down by White. Rapley's underneath it. Still there, Rapley. What a save! Rapley again, and Southall's got his mitts on it again. Well, it was turfed forward by Scott Houghton. In the end, it was flicked on by White. Rapley was there with his second touch, hammered it goalwards, and Southall, excellent save with his right hand. Well, Chris Ledbetter prepares to take this, the 5th corner for Torquay. He's just asked the assistant referee by his side how long there is to go. I can tell you within the last 20 minutes at Roots Hall, it's goalless. That one came off the post. Thomas had a shot, takes 1 or 2 deflections, back to Ledbetter. Oh, and he's wasted the shot this time, but it stayed in. Well, that really was quite extraordinary. Ledbetter paused to ask the assistant referee the time, then took the corner. That one came back off the post, and then there was an almighty scramble. How it stayed out, I'm not sure.
It's great to take a point back, but disappointing that we didn't take 3. I don't think we deserved the 3 on possession-wise, but I don't think Southend really hurt us. Neville's made 1 or 2 good saves. But going forward, I was very disappointed with us, with the quality of the delivery of the ball into the box and hold the ball up front.
Well, that point leaves Torquay 5 off the bottom with 33 points from their 28 games. Well, that's it for Torquay for the match against High Flyers Scunthorpe. No mention of that infamous 8-1 scoreline from a couple of seasons ago. This time, Wes Saunders was confident of victory. The commentary comes from Seth Conway.
Forrester. Excellent little back heel, but he wins the free kick. Takes it quickly towards air. Now Ledbetter. Bedeau's in some space. Being encouraged to run at Stanton and fire an excellent shot, and just off the top of the bar from Tony Bedeau. Partridge. Sit back in to Tully. To beat better centre, and Robbie Herrera up from left back. Perhaps should have done better with the header. Forrester gives the ball away to Healy. Bedeau to his left, can find a perfect ball for him. In fact, he might not need him at all. So close from Brian Healy. Healy was allowed to run and run as the defence backed off. He tried to find the far corner, and were it not for the fingertips of Evans, he'd have given Torquay the lead. Well, the game has really needed those couple of attacks, because it had been dire stuff up until then. Now, hopefully, we'll get something of a game as Bull crosses. And Southall comes out with an excellent interception. Southall, of course, might not have been playing today. Had Huddersfield signed him, but he wanted to stay at Torquay. And saves like that, Torquay will be glad that he's still between the sticks. In comes the corner. Away by Bull. Now McGorry takes over. Finds Bedeau. Now to Partridge. He wants it on that right foot, and it's in! Tony Bedeau has given Torquay the lead. We've played some 37 minutes, and it was coming. Torquay had stepped up the pressure, and they've got their reward. Torquay 1, Scunthorpe 0. The ball came back to Scott Partridge, and I think it was a shot initially, but it came to Bedeau, and he just needed one look to knock it behind Evans. Robinson makes the forward run. McGorry almost found him. There's Bedeau! It's the second time he's hit the bar today. He has scored, though. Could have had a hat-trick by now. Arsley's ball. John Eyre made the perfect run to stay onside. Forrester's coming towards the near post. There is Forrester. Brings it down and shoots. Just wide. An excellent effort from Jamie Forrester. You can see why he's the division's top scorer. McGorry. It's Kevin Hill. First touch. The Torquay substitute. Pushes it forward for Partridge. McFarlane's in plenty of space. Partridge may not need him. And he didn't need him, but perhaps he should have used him. Because although Partridge got his shot in on goal that Evans turned over, Andy McFarlane was free and surely would have scored from there.
It was a very hard game for us to go into. I mean, they've come down here on the back of a 5-1 drubbing of Scarborough. So when you were up against it, and it wasn't the best game of football today, but I thought, you know, the lads were the heart in the sleeves today and give 120%, and basically they got what they deserved. I think the first half, the goal was the only clear-cut opportunity we had. But saying that, Scunthorpe never came at us and give us any problems first half. Second half, I thought we'd a different matter with them playing again with the wind. But they didn't really throw a lot at us, and we could have sealed it at the end with